Hey guys, it's Alice, and sorry I haven't recorded for a week. I actually went to Combo Breaker last week, Friday on the 23rd. So Combo Breaker is a prerequisite to EVO that happens in Las Vegas, so you have like a lot of other people coming in to compete, make it up the brackets, and try to make it to at least the semifinals, if not the finals, so that they can be, recruited for EVO. Nonetheless, went to watch some buddies compete in different games: Tekken 8, Under Night, Grand Blue, Street Fighter, the works. There were other games, but I watched those specifically. So, some good rounds. Grim Cognito made it out of his loser brackets in Under Night to his second bracket, playing as Merkava, which I'm sure those who play, obviously fighting games know who Merkava is, but I will pop his image up. But then got his world wrecked by a necromancer. However, he made it to a decent place. Sahali, another player, did decent in his Under Night rounds, but also got himself wrecked. Along with these games, and these were brackets that happened on Saturday, because typically it's brackets from Friday, Saturday, to Sunday, which is the finals. So most of these brackets happened on Saturday. However, there was a stolen round for JP Struggle. How it went down was this. He made one win in his beginning bracket, went on to do his next match. He mains Jin. This opponent had a Law. However, this Law had a hype man. This Law player also had a short wire for his controller. Come to find out later, this same player had a long wire. Not sure if some good Samaritan decided to donate a wire, or if this was a strategy to be on the side he was more comfortable to play on, as JP decided to be nice and swap sides, so this player didn't pull a PS5 off the table. I have no issues with people having their hype people. I'm all for being there for your buddy, but when you consciously decide to be right up next to your buddy's opponent and start practically shouting or yelling in their ear, and they can hear you through the venue supplied headphones, that's a problem. I had seen so many other groups with their hype people, and the only time it got wild was after they won their match. Not during, after. It was nice to know that next year JP can bring his own headset, as the venue and our crew members did admit that the headphones this year weren't the best, because they typically get the headphones to help them focus a little more, try and cancel out a lot of the noise, because it's a venue, it gets loud, it's a lot of different competitions at the same time, so the headsets help kind of muffle it. But like I said, they admitted weren't the best ones. They didn't understand why the admin got the ones that they did, but it was nice to get that suggestion from one of the crew members. For the hype man, who was shouting all ignorant like, I hope you learn not to do that next year. If someone was doing that while your buddy was playing, and they were hyping up their friend next to yours, making him lose his rounds, how would you feel? How would your friend feel? Think about that. It does kind of suck, kind of not, that he didn't make it. He went 1-2, but that's on you. I even noticed that you were completely quiet during his loser brackets, meaning thankfully someone said something. The Law fighter could have been decent, but the hype man ruined it for JP Struggle, and it could have ruined it for others that were around him. The tables are set 2 at each corner of a small table, and I'm not saying like, oh god, it's tiny, but like, it's big enough to hold the monitors and the PlayStations at the corners. And then there's like a center section, but they don't use the center section. But the players are close enough to where they could hear each other, meaning it could have ruined it for others. Meaning if JP could hear him through the headset, that means the guy to JP's right also heard you, meaning you screwed another person out of their bracket. Anywho, after that debacle, thankfully JP had a really good Dragunov that he fought up against that was in the loser bracket pool with him, who I wish best of luck next year. That was a really good match. So yeah, after all those brackets, I had some food, decided to browse the artist alley that they had. There was a lot of nice stuff in the artist alley. I grabbed 2 cards in particular that caught my eye. A standee pixel artist by the name of Shiny Sea Bass with it was really nice pixel art with a holographic finish. I'll put a picture of his card on screen. He also has social media plugs and an Etsy shop, which I'll link below or try to remember to link below. And then another artist who does laser engravings custom by the name of Arcanic Artistry. And one of the pieces I really liked from him was a Luigi board. If you are familiar with the meme of pronouncing Ouija board as Luigi board from a Quora questions video, Ouija board or Wiggy board, Weggy board, you'll know what I'm talking about. I believe I did post that image on my Twitter when I saw it, and I couldn't help but giggle when I saw that piece. I'll also include the links to that artist too, because he actually has a website, and he's also got some social media as well, so I'll try and post that as well. If I can't post it, then obviously the cards will be on screen so that people can look them up online. Also, as conventions go, there were a lot of cosplayers that I really enjoyed seeing. There was a lot of Guilty Gear ones that I saw, or at least noticed, but there was also some Marvel characters like Cyclops and Venom. I didn't take pictures, but I managed to find the images of them on Twitter. I'll show them up screen with a tweet. I saw the individuals in to give credit to the photographers and cosplayers. I was really nervous to ask, but I'll try to actually ask next year so I can post my own pics and then give credits obviously to the cosplayers that way. Overall, I had a fun time and thinking about doing it next year. Still as a spectator. I am not really great at fighting games. I am a casual at best, especially since I'm not good with combos. I'm only now starting to learn some with Rena from Tekken 8, from JP Struggle, as she has Mishima style in her fighting profile. She has Mishima step that I have to learn, which is what he's teaching me to do. But overall, yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. The art, like I said, was great. The other competitors were very sportsmanlike. I appreciate all the other spectators, subtracting the one hype man that we ran into. Yeah, but everything else was really fun, really cool. By the way, if none of you have heard, Armor King was announced for Tekken 8 for the fall release. And I love his new costume. It's really fucking cool. I'm gonna see if I can't find an image. If not, then you can obviously go on the Namco specific YouTube page where they announced it. And that's it. I mean, that's all I can think of right now. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great weekend and a safe Memorial Day, as I know people can get kind of dumb during holidays. And don't get stuck in a void. Bye.